Merry meet and welcome to the daily reading for all signs for today, the 20th of November, 2024. This is Ariel Gatoga, and today I'm reading with the Keymaster Tarot, and I'm going to purify with my own homemade version of this 300-year-old formula for Eau de Cologne. 3 sprays in this large room is more than sufficient. Now, I've included a link to the video where you can see how you can make your own version of this, plus a link to where you can purchase a copy of this deck right in the video description of this video on my YouTube channel. We are streaming live on YouTube and on Twitch. Moderating on YouTube are the lovely Vanessa and the lovely Diane, and moderating on Twitch is the lovely I Am Her Eminence. Thank you so much, moderators, and thank you so much to everybody for joining us today for this daily reading. It's the beginning of our week here at Ariel's Corner. We stream from Wednesday through Sunday, so I hope you join us each and every day. This reading goes out to a lot of people, so if for some reason it doesn't seem like it applies to you personally, just disregard it and check out instead the zodiacal readings for your sun sign, rising sign, and or moon sign. You can find all the most recent of those tarot streams on our website, arielscorner.com. arielscorner.com. Just click on the free online tarot readings link in that main menu. If you're watching us on YouTube, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. If you're on Twitch, please make sure that you follow us on Twitch, and you can watch on Twitch without any ads when you subscribe to us there. If you'd like to give us a donation, you can do that by going to paypal.me/arielgatoga. paypal.me/arielgatoga. If you're on YouTube, you could also use a super sticker or super chat right in the chat thread if you feel like giving a donation to our channel. We do appreciate your support. I don't read with card reversals, so I will flip those cards right side up because I like reading my cards right side up. I don't give any alternate meanings when the cards come upside down. I'm not saying that it's wrong to do that. It's just a different way of reading, and it's one that most people aren't as used to. So I like to mention it just in case you think I'm doing something wrong. All right, I'm going to shuffle this deck one more time, give it a nice clean cut, and let's see what's in the cards for everybody today. Starting out with the Emperor, followed by the 2 of Cups, and then the 2 of Coins. Okay, the 2s show some impatience. And it's not necessarily a negative thing, but something you want to recognize. There's impatience with yourself, and there's impatience with your assets, with your money, and things like that. What's going on? When are things going to get better? Push, push, push. Remember that the more you push and the more impatient you are, the more things tend to stop. It's a tension. The tension involved with being impatient with something either makes the manifestation slower and or makes it so that you make decisions that are not the wisest decisions based on the fact that you want something fast, and then you end up kind of wrecking some or all of the work that you've done on it. So be careful of that. You want to recognize with this Emperor card that you have to decide the kind of emperor you want to be, because you are an emperor whether you like it or not. Your life is your empire, and the way that you, especially the way that you govern your mind, the way that you govern your attitude, the way you govern your interactions with people and with finances, with everything in your life, it's up to you to decide how you want to be. Just look in history at all the different kinds of emperors there have been. Some of them were extremely effective, benign, did marvelous things to bring society in general forward. Some were mean. Some were afraid and ineffective. Some were that didn't even bother with helping anybody or anything. They were just real selfish. I mean, it just depends on the person. But you're the emperor whether you like it or not, and you have to decide what kind of emperor you're going to be. You don't want to be an impatient emperor. It's not going to help you. So this Hermit card is here. Then we've got the Five of Wands, which is a rather positive card, and so is this World card. So, first and foremost, this Hermit card is your connection to the infinite's wisdom. And you have that ability to be guided. You have the ability to be guided into and through everything in your life, if you decide to be. If you're being impatient, chances are you're not saying, well, I better listen. It's probably not the way that's working out. So you're being called to say, be a patient emperor. Be an emperor who follows on the invisible plane. If you want to be a leader in your life, then you have to learn how to be a follower in spirit. And so you want to follow that guiding light within you. And you do that just by asking, by being willing to, not by being worried about whether you're getting the right answers or whether you're doing it right, but by having the attitude of, I don't know what to do, but there is wisdom within me that does know what to do. And I want to know. I'm going to ask. Please show me. Please bear your light on this situation. Please shine your lamp on this situation. And it will. And when you accept that and you just assume that it's happening, when you ask for guidance, assume that the guidance is there or coming, then you just take one thing at a time and you don't act until you're inspired to. You don't use any of your ego's bright ideas, because your ego's bright ideas always end up messing things up. So instead, you just learn how to be patient, learn how to wait for that inspiration. Now, this may end up getting you a little riled. That's what the Five of Wands is. And that's a good sign. Because what's happening is that this impatience here is based on some sort of fear or block. And when you notice that you're getting irritated about something, when you notice that there's some anger involved, in this particular case today, it's a positive use of your anger. It's not something you want to suppress. It's not something you want to express around people either, because that is toxic, and that's up to you to not be a toxic emperor. You have to decide not to be a toxic emperor. I mean, you can be toxic all you want. I mean, that's your choice, but I don't think that's what you want. So be by yourself. Be somewhere where it's safe, where you can express your anger, and you can pound a pillow, scream into a pillow, scream into your locked car, whatever you need to do. Maybe just go have a nice workout, just move the energy. That's what this Five of Wands is all about, is move that blocked energy. And if there's anger or irritability involved, it's there for a good purpose, to bring you out of the impatience and into success. And again, we're not saying that you want to foster anger, but if anger comes up, let it be used temporarily to get you from A to B. All right, so where it's taking you, whether or not you need the anger or not, is up to you. Because you probably, if you just make a decision, I'm not going to be impatient, I'm going to listen to guidance, you may not need this. But if it happens, it happens. If you get into a little fit and have a little temper tantrum, try to do it by yourself and just let it be used by spirit as a way to release this blocked energy. And where you're headed is to winning. You're going to be so amazed, it's saying here, at how your patience paid off, because where you're headed is so much better than what you've been impatient about, thinking, well, if only I had that blah blah blah, if only I could blah blah blah. Well, by the time you get to the fruition of where your particular where you are particularly right now in your life's path, when you get to this destination, whatever this happens to be, it's going to be so different for everybody. You'll look back and say, whoa, I was thinking small. I was so impatient, thinking I wanted this, I wanted this, I wanted this. And I had no idea I could have so much more and that it was going to be so much better. I'm glad I waited. I'm glad I listened. I am so glad I didn't get the little thing that I thought I wanted so bad, because this is so much better, right? So the World card, I like thinking about the tarot cards as how they are played in the game of tarot. And this takes all the tricks. Now, the Fool card sometimes could be that, but it just depends on how it's being played. It depends on how they determine the rules of the game. Sometimes the Fool card can be the ultimate wild card. So in that regard, this is the second most powerful card in the deck. But for all intents and purposes, the World card is the most powerful card in the deck. It takes any possible trick. in any suit or trump. So that's what you have, is the winning hand. And that's why you don't want to play your winning hand impatiently and waste your winning hand on things that aren't necessary. Right? You don't want to just be impatient about things because you don't want to wait. It's worth waiting. Wait for the right hand to play this card. And these twos here are such small little cards. So you don't want to waste your world card on winning a trick that just to satisfy your impatience, because this is a two. Pretty much any other thing that you have in your hand can beat the two. So it's not necessary for you to rush in and take action right now. It's very, very important that you wait, that you calm down and wait. Now you have half of your cards here are trump cards, or are major arcana cards, we call them these days. And the major arcana cards are all positive because they are all representations of spiritual principles, spiritual ideals, and also spiritual assistance. You're being assisted from the infinite through your inner guide. You are being assisted in learning how to be the best you that you can possibly be in this world. And that's something that you can ask this guide moment by moment by moment. I know that's not always the question we feel like asking. How can I be the best person I possibly can be? Usually we'd rather ask, how can I get what I want? How can I get them to stop doing this? Or how can I get them to start doing that? We want things that are, really manipulative and more about the mortal world and satisfying what our perceived needs are in the mortal world. But a better question to ask your inner guide is, how can I be the best me I can be? How can I be of service in this world? How can I be best utilized by spirit in this world? And if you ask that question, you will be given the answer. You will be guided. And I guarantee you're not going to be guided into, well, be impatient with yourself. Just go make it happen, because just be impatient because you want more money. That's not what you're going to receive. That's not what you're going to receive. You're going to receive wisdom about how you can be used by spirit to be the most effective and the most healing presence that you possibly can be in any situation. And if that becomes your question, then you're operating at this level of the world card, and all of these things just start to fall away and handle themselves, because you're not wasting your energy trying to do these little insignificant things. In the big grand scheme of things, a lot of the things that you're being so impatient about are very insignificant, which is probably why ultimately you get angry. Sometimes when you're irritable, we think it's because we're not getting what we want. But in this case, it's saying if you really look deep within yourself, the reason you're angry is not because you're not getting what you think you want in this moment. It's because you know that you're wanting something that's not good enough for you. It's because you're wanting something that's not good enough for you to. So ask your guide, what should I want? What can I want that is really good for me? What is going to make me happy? How can I be the happiest person in the world? Because that's how you can be of service. Being of service and being happy are both the same thing from the point of view of spirit. You do what you love to do. That's how you can be of service. Can you imagine Beethoven saying, well, I guess being of service, I have to learn how to dig ditches. Forget music, because it's just so selfish of me to want to do music. And then we would have all been deprived of all of the music of Beethoven. So do what you love to do, ask how you can be used, and you will be happy. All right, thank you so much for spending some time with me today, and thank you so very much to the amazing moderators. Today we had the lovely Vanessa, Diane, and I am Her Eminence. And we'll see everybody for another daily reading tomorrow. Until then, blessed be.